Hi, this is Rachel Hickey, and today we're going to talk about the evolution of marketing. There are four eras in the history of marketing: the production era, the sales era, and the marketing era, and the customer relationship era. The production era is from the mid-1800s to the 1930s. This is where demand outpaced supply. This is a time of outbound marketing. Their first magazine was published in 1741. Posters were a popular method of marketing. Billboards started in 1867, and that is a picture of one of the earliest billboards. And then all the way to 1933. By 1933, 52% of households owned a radio. The sales era was from roughly the 1930s to the 1950s. During this time, supply was higher than demand. Some new types of media appeared during this time period. The first television ad was in 1941, and that is pictured right there. In 1954, TV advertisement revenue was higher than magazine and radio advertisement revenue. More than 50% of households in the 1950s owned a phone at this time too. The marketing era started the digital age. This was from the 1960s to the 1990s, and this focused more on customer wants and needs. During this time, telemarketing becomes popular in the 70s. Mobile phones became popular, and they started in 1973. Computers began to kind of take hold, personal computers. In 1981, IBM makes the first personal computer, and in 1984, the first Super Bowl ad for Apple was made. During this time in the 90s, the early 90s, mobile phones were becoming a new fad. 2G network was all that they had then, and the first text messaging happened in 1992. Television becomes the largest medium instead of newspaper, and spam emails began in 1994. And there's a little chart that tells you the difference between 1G, 2G, 3G, and 4G networks that we have now. In 1995 through 1997, millions of users used search engines like Yahoo and Ask.com. So SEO became a thing where they could optimize your search engine requests. 1998, Google and MSN launched. Blogging was also popular in the early 2000s, late 1990s. LiveJournal was one of the big ones. By 2006, over 50 million blogs existed. The dot-com bubble burst in 2000, and there was a 500% increase in the NASDAQ index due to technology company success. During the customer relationship era, which is the era that we are in now, inbound marketing is more prevalent than outbound marketing. It's user-centered, and people are focusing on long-term relationships with customers rather than just a transaction with a customer. The rise of social media has happened during this time. In 2003 and 2004, MySpace, LinkedIn, and Facebook are all launched. Do not call lists are implemented for telemarketing, so that becomes a less popular means of advertisement. And the CAN Spam Act for spam emails happened during this time as well. So during this time, social media, SEO, e-commerce, and smartphones are all very important for marketing and advertisements. In 2005, Google launched search results based on past history. So when you search for things, they suggest other things that you can search for. In 2006, Twitter launches and Amazon sales hit $10 million. 3G networks make video streaming very popular, and video streaming is a huge marketing and advertisement nowadays. So, talking about 2010 to the present, internet usage has surpassed television viewing for young people, and the average young person spends 13.7 hours a day online. More smartphone owners, pretty much everyone owns one now. Social media and blog marketing has increased. Smartphone shopping is a huge resource. 88.1% of internet users research products by 2012, and online shoppers reach 184 million. These things continue to evolve even now. Social changes and technological advances continue to shape marketing. There's a huge difference in generations and what appeals to millennials versus baby boomers. There's much more of a diverse population in America that needs to be appealed to. There's changes in trends for online marketing. They use a lot of live videos now, a lot of influencers on social media. That's all very popular nowadays.